So I'm Joe Carter, and today we are diving into one of the most interesting and under the radar franchise stories in the game. The truth is that most founders chase crowded markets, but John, he did the opposite. He saw a forgotten niche inside a $100 billion industry and built the only mobile golf grip franchise in America. Low hours, high margins, and serious lifestyle freedom. Veteran owned, edgy brand, and a smart model. So let's dive right into it. First and foremost, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe. Happy to be here. Excited to be on the podcast.
Yeah, let's start at the top. Kind of take us back. What is Hold Fast Golf Grips, and how did this whole thing come to life?
Sure. Holdfast Golf Grips is a mobile golf gripping service. It came to light because where I live in Texas is a little bit rural, and for three counties, there's 16 golf courses and nobody that does grips. So everybody drives 45 minutes one way to go to a pro shop. You have to drop your clubs off. You drive back home. The pro shop calls you a couple of days later, says, "Hey, your clubs are ready." Drive back out there and then come back home. So I've spent, 3 hours driving to get my clubs done. At the time, I was doing insurance. And so I did a lot of business on the golf course and was going through a lot of golf grips and just got tired of that drive, realized there was a huge opportunity to do something that nobody else does. Um, at first, it was a bit of a hurdle because nobody's done this. Anybody I talked to was like, no one does this. This doesn't work. And I just felt really strongly that this is something that's going to work. And now, fast forward 2 years, I'm swamped. I can't keep up with business. We have to franchise to grow quick. I am literally covered up trying to do grips. And so now here we are, and I'm excited to, talk about it today and explain what it is that we do.
Yeah, that's an amazing origin story. Kind of a personal need is what it sounds like, but also
Yeah.
you saw something that was there was a disconnect in the
Yep.
market. And truthfully, golf grips. I mean, I'm not like a pro golfer or anything, but I enjoy doing it, and I have plenty of friends that do it as well. Golf grips is not exactly a flooded market with competition or anything like that, but you're obviously getting super busy. So, what did you see that everybody else missed?
So, the biggest thing that everybody else misses is they do grips the old fashioned way. The old fashioned way means you cut your old grip off, you put a new piece of tape, and then you have to use solution to lubricate that tape, and then you slide your grip on. And so that process is a 24-hour process. It doesn't take long to put the grip on, but it has to dry for 24 hours. What we do that's dramatically different is it takes us 60 seconds and the club is ready to play because we don't use solution. So, right? And so what that has allowed us to do is be at the golf course in front of the golfer or come to their office while they're on their lunch break, go to their home before they go play. I get this all the time. Hey, can you come by? I forgot. I'm going to Arizona to play golf next week. I don't have time to take my clubs to get them done. Can you come do them today? So we do that, and they know that it's 60 seconds and they can play right away. The process we use is a little proprietary, but it's air. It's a very easy process to use, air. And when golfers see it, when I'm at a golf course and I tell them, "Hey, are you about to tee off?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm teeing off." So you need a new grip? No, I don't have time. I don't have time for it to dry. I say, "No, it's 60 seconds. We can do it right here." And they say, "No way." And I do one, and they go, "Okay, yep, do my wedges," or "Yep, do my 3 wood." His buddy says, "Hey, I want something too," and it just compounds. Once the first guy does it, everybody in the group does it, and then the next group behind them sees it, and I end up with a line of guys around the truck, and I'm banging grips on for the rest of the afternoon. So,
That's amazing, and the fact that in 60 seconds you can literally sell your
yep,
service and product to a potential customer, and also you could really do it to a franchise potential franchisee as well is amazing.
Yep.
Your concept is mobile, certainly, and there's a humongous upswing in mobile services throughout the country, but you're the only mobile grip service. So what
Correct.
makes a mobile model so powerful versus them having to go to that, pro shop or wherever it is?
Yep. So that's been one of our biggest reasons for success is you talk about it in real estate, location, location, location. If if I am a brick and mortar store, that golfer has to come to me. They have to find me on Google Maps or whatever it is. I can only service the golfers in that area. Being mobile, I can go wherever you're at, whether it's, and I get this all the time. If I'm at a gas station pumping gas, somebody's like, hey, what is this that you do? And I do it. Was at a franchise show where I met you guys, and one of the brokers was like, well, I want to see this. So we go out in the parking lot, and I'm showing him what it is that I do, and a random customer, not anybody related to the franchise show, drives by and was like, hey, what is this? Told him what we were doing. He said, you can do it right now. We did it right there. It was literally 60 seconds. He drives off and leaves. And the franchise show guy was like, man, that was that quick. I was like, that's what it is all the time. It's location, location, location. Wherever I'm at that's where my customers are going to be. So again, golf course, your office tower. You work in an office tower, and we set it up where, hey, every third Tuesday of the month, I'm in this office tower. Everybody brings their clubs to work, and on lunch breaks, we do their grips. But yeah, I feel like there's three things that will cause a business to fail or succeed. Location is one, margin, and competition. So location is a home run because we're everywhere. We can be wherever we want. Competition, perfect. There is zero competition. Nobody does anything like this. So we get to set the standard. Everybody has to copy us or do it better than us. And right now we're so far ahead of the curve that no one can even get in. So
I love that, and I know, like, as we get into talk numbers and stuff, the margins and everything that you just referenced, there's some stuff that we can disclose publicly, and then certainly within an FDD, there's certain things we can't until somebody signs an NDA. But within the realm of what you can share, let's talk numbers. Walk us through the economics of a franchise. What would be the type of margins, even if it's just a range that you can share, or lifestyle even that an owner could realistically expect?
So margins are great. I told you that's one of the big things. Our margin is 100 to 120%. The franchisees that we've talked, yeah, I mean
Can you go back and say that again? How much?
Yeah, you're talking 100 to 120% easy margins, but it's because of the volume we do. We get to buy it at a cheaper cost. So if I went to a PGA store or a Dick's Sporting Goods or Evan Watts, whatever chain you have, and I was to buy a grip there, that grip's going to cost me $12. They're going to throw $2 in tax. They're going to show you $3 to install it. So you're at 16, $17 a grip. I charge $20 a grip at the course. People pay that all day, every day. And I tell my guys, look, you're not selling grips, you're selling convenience. People are willing to pay a few bucks more for convenience. They can see the person's going to. This isn't a giant chain. This is a mom and pop organization. They feel good about supporting a small business. But again, the volume that we buy, we just get a better wholesale price, and it allows us to have that 100 to 120% margin. What was the other half of that question? Sorry.
No, you're good. Like the lifestyle side of it.
Lifestyle, yeah. Lifestyle's great. If you have a normal 9 to 5, this is not a normal 9 to 5. It can be if you want to go work 9 to 5. Great. One of the things that I really enjoy is this last year my son was graduating high school. I have a daughter who's in 6th grade now, so I get to be involved in their life. With the golf course, I don't have to be there at 7 a.m. when that first guy tees off. I just need to be there between 9 and 10 when he comes back through the turn, when he's halfway through his round. And then I can leave for the day by, 2, 3 o'clock. Now, if I'm busy for those hours, if I'm just swamped, then I'll absolutely stay. I'm making a ton of money. But it's nice to know that I can go and work from 9 to 2 and capture 80% of the golfers that are going to be on the course that day. Um, I'm in Texas, so it's hot. In the summer, nobody's really teeing off after 2 p.m. It's the heat of the day, and so I use that part of the day to do all the networking and the office stuff that I have to do. But being able to be flexible and be involved with my family has been a huge lifestyle change for me. The trucks, part of the franchise is you get a brand new truck, and we brand those trucks. We wrap them. They look really sharp, but that's a truck that I drive every day. It's not I compare it to like the pool company trucks where you see it's a little 2-door pickup truck. It's got a bunch of pool chemicals and poles hanging out the back, and that guy drives it from 9 to 5. Our trucks are nice. We want you driving it all day, every day. When you go pick your kids up from school and carpool, I want that Holdfast truck in the line. If you're going to a Friday night football game in another city, we want that truck there. So, lifestyle, this is a brand that I represent all day, every day. I wear a hat every day. Now, I wear a Holdfast golf grip hat every day, but it's kind of a problem. Like, my wife's like, wear something other than the Holdfast. I'm like, I really like this brand. I like the logo. I love it.
That's fantastic. And being somebody who's created businesses in the past, I can likely relate to your answer to this question, but I love asking this question. Every founder has a moment, that kind of first moment of proof where you had an idea in your head and you started to do it, and then you went, holy crap, this thing really does work. What was that moment for you? When was that, oh crap, oh my goodness, really excited moment when you knew that this thing was going to take off?
So we've had several, and because everyone we have is a different hurdle. For me, when I started this, like I said, it was hard to find how am I going to get grips, how am I going to get my supply. I went to a big national distributor, like, man, no one does this. I don't know if this is going to work, and they kind of doubted. And I said, look, let me buy the grips. Let's see what happens. And very quickly they said, hey, yeah, this is working. You're moving some grips. Going to the golf course the first day was a little weird. Everybody's like, man, who's this guy selling stuff out of the bed of a truck? The next day was a little easier, but definitely by week 2, I realized, okay, this is full time. This isn't, I can do this on the side. This needs to be full time. I'm making more money doing this than I was selling insurance. 40 hours a week, and I'm working Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm working 3 days a week doing more money. So that was really comforting. So for me, as the owner, the guy that started it, I knew this worked. The next big hurdle was convincing somebody else. So that first franchisee was perfect. Then I was like, okay, we definitely are onto something. But that was a local guy. So then the next hurdle was, well, will this work somewhere else? And I was like, okay, let's see if it works somewhere else. So we went to a completely different state and launched a franchise there. And the very first day, we're going to courses and introducing ourselves. This is what we do. We want to be here and provide a service for your players, for your course. And we're talking to them, say, hey, we want to come back later this week and sell grips. Sure, you can do that. Great. So everything's going great. We're getting courses to say yes. They want us to sell grips. And one course says, well, do you want to go sell grips right now? We're like, you know what? Sure. Let's do it. Let's go sell grips right now. So we go. We've never been to that course. We set up, and in 4 hours, we did $1,200. And then we were done for the day. We had to move on to the next course. So that was very confirming for me, because here it is. This is a cold market. They've never seen anything like it. A new state, a new territory, and it worked. It happened to work in front of 2 very important potential franchisees for large areas. So it was a home run for me. So it was good. Those are the type of moments that I realized, okay, this is working. When I'm at a course, I hear it all the time. Every day somebody comes up and says, hey, this is a great idea. What a beautiful business model. Like you're here in front of a captive market. So I get that all the day. I get that positive affirmation all day, every day. But to see another franchisee take it and run with it, that's what I want to see, and that's what we're seeing. That's what confirms what we're doing is right. When somebody else can run with my idea, that makes me feel good. So.
Absolutely, and it proves that you've built something that can cascade to the masses now. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Creating a franchise, obviously, you referenced several very positive things that went well. Has there been the other end of the spectrum, maybe the biggest challenge that you faced so far in creating the franchise?
So creating the franchise, two things. Well, I guess three things. The biggest problem I have with the franchise is I can't grow fast enough. I literally have business that I have to turn down every day because I don't have enough me. So that's been the biggest problem is, man, I'm turning customers away. How do we grow fast? I decided, I'm a do-it-yourself kind of guy. Started my own company, ran into a franchise consulting company, and they said, hey, it's going to cost this much money. I was like, man, that's a lot of money. I think I can do this on my own. And so for the first 6 months, I tried to do it on my own. And I wouldn't say it was a fail, but I definitely did not grow at the pace that I am now that I'm part of FCC. I should have just spent the money from the beginning and done it through the FCC, and I would have been 6 months down the road, sooner. Sure. But trying to grow it by myself instead of calling in professional help when I needed it, that's been my biggest mistake. But I'm happy we're here now. It's booming super fast. This is the growth that we wanted to see. So biggest learning opportunity is just pay the people you're supposed to pay. Like I could probably figure out how to roof my house, but it'd be a lot better to pay a roofer to do it. So
probably get it done a little quicker too, because they just
quicker,
know what
more
to do,
fresh,
right?
yeah.
So
just spend the money the right way. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, we love the fact that you're part of our family now, and obviously you being on the show is an indication that we're growing in a very, very, very quick direction. So kudos to you for the creation and then allowing us to be a part of that creation.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I know you're a military veteran, and so before I even ask a question, thank you for your service first and foremost. How has that shaped your leadership style or how you built the brand?
So, visually, how I built the brand, it's interesting because hold fast, is a nautical term. It's a biblical term. So literally the brand is designed around a nautical term. I'm a Navy guy, so that was fun to come up with when we finally thought of the idea of hold fast, the knuckle tattoos. It just clicked perfect. I was like, that absolutely explains what we're wanting to say. It's grippy, it's fast. I have a theory that golf is changing. It's not just khakis and polos anymore. It's more mullets and tattoos. So it's a little bit edgier. So that was perfectly on brand for what we were wanting to do. My military experience helped in that military guys are problem solvers. We're pretty much self-starters, and this literally was me trying to solve a problem, turn it into a company. And so I think it's just, vets are great resources for owning their own company. I'd love to keep every truck veteran owned and be 100% veteran owned company, just because it's fine. We don't have to have big long PowerPoint presentations. We can say, here is your mission, and you go accomplish that mission. As long as you accomplish that mission, I don't care how you get it done, just go and accomplish the mission. And that's one of the things you learn in the military, just get it done.
Find a way. I love it. I love it. Obviously, being a veteran would be a positive, but in addition to that, who's the ideal franchisee and what's the opposite end? Who's maybe not a fit for this particular franchise?
Ideal franchisee is a wide range. It's been really interesting. First, I would say my number one is the assistant pro, the guy that's working at the golf course. He's in the golf industry. He's probably making 40 to 50 grand a year working in that pro shop, working 40 hours a week. That's a guy that understands golf, wants to be in it, and I can put him in a truck and say, look, now you're making double or more what you were making. You work fewer hours, and you still get to be in the golf, and you're probably going to play more golf um, than you were working in the pro shop. Um, Firemen are great for it. Firemen, they all have extra jobs, and this is a job that you can work 3 days a week, or you can work it 7 days a week. So firemen are great. I talk to a lot of retired pastors. It's been really interesting. Um, they have all come to me, that they all play golf and they want something they can do on the side. Um, Retirees are great. You start looking at, Arizona and Florida. There's a lot of retirees that are just wanting to make some extra money. It's not a physically demanding job. But then the opposite end of that spectrum is college kids. My son's a college student. He plays college golf. He runs a truck in Abilene, Texas, and I think it's a perfect gig for a college kid. You're sending your son off to college as a freshman. Buy him a franchise. Let him work it for 4 years. He's going to get a business degree working that truck for 4 years. And then when he graduates, he can sell the franchise to another college freshman and just keep rolling that over. So literally college kids to retirees, it's wide open. I think that if we put a female on a truck, she's going to sell a lot of grips. Cart girls really know how to talk to golfers, and if I put a cart girl on a truck, she's going to make a lot of money. So it's wide open. Who's not the right fit? That's a great question. I haven't had who's not the right fit. Someone that is going to want me to hold their hand through the entire process. Look, this is a business that is sales oriented. You have to be able to talk to people. If I go and park at the golf course and sit on my tailgate and don't talk to anybody, this isn't going to work. But if I greet people and say, hey, how's your day? Do you have any worn out grips? That's how you get sales. So you have to be engaging. You have to be able to talk to people. So if you're somebody that's shy and not really outgoing, then this maybe not be a deal for you. You've got, number one, you got to be able to talk to people. So yeah, I would say the person that's not a fit for is someone that can't talk.
Introverts that are uncomfortable getting outside of your introvert nature, maybe not so much, but
Right.
virtually anybody else, age spectrum, as long as, golf is even of interest and that's an area you want to spend some time in, this is very likely a good fit for you, or at least something to explore as a potential fit.
And even
Certainly, good.
my newest franchisee wasn't a huge golfer, but he still could see the value in this.
Sure.
You don't have to be a golfer. It helps if you're a golfer because you can kind of speak the lingo, but you're going to learn it in 2 months to be talking like a pro. So no big deal.
Love it. So you're a new and an emerging brand, growing fast.
Yep.
Where do you see the company at in 3 to 5 years?
I see us adding 20 trucks a year over the next 3 to 5 years. It works so well. Right now, my broker Lane, he's telling me, John, your territories are too big. You're making these territories too big. You need to make them smaller, fewer courses. So let's talk about that for a second. So our territories, a typical franchise, they may say you have this number of zip codes or this population size. This is your territory. We split our territories up in number of courses. So, for example, where I live is very rural, so I have a huge area, but I have 16 courses. Where if I was to say 16 courses in Dallas County, that's a much smaller area because it's a more densely populated golf course environment. So we're mapping these territories out. I want them to be big because I want each of these territories to be able to grow inside of their own territory. Nothing would make me happier than to sell you a franchise and say, this is your territory. And then 6 months later, you come and say, hey, I need another truck inside of my own territory because I have that much business. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be super successful. Talking to my broker, he's like, man, these are too big. You've got to make them smaller. We could sell more territories. Right now, I want everybody to be successful, and so we're trying to set them up for success. So when I say, yeah, in the next 3 to 5 years, I want to sell 20 trucks a year, that's very doable, and that's growing fast. So
That is growing very fast, and that's hitting that magic spot in terms of franchise. That 100 mark is an exceptionally, big deal in the franchise space. So the fact that you have a trajectory that can pretty easily achieve that over the next 3 to 5 years, not only is it doable, but it'll absolutely showcase just how much you have flipped the franchise space on its head. So fantastic there. If someone in the audience is listening, like, this is a home run, I need to jump on this, how do they get in contact with you or your team?
So they can get a hold of me through our website, holdfastgolfgrips.com. They can get a hold of us through the FCC. They can contact any of you guys, or if they're listening, they need to contact you, Joe, and we'll get them over to me. But also, we've got Lane, that is a broker that helps me. So either you or Lane or our website. Social media is great. We do Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm not the best on all that. Like that's an area I need some help with. But I would say website would be number one.
Perfect. And if you didn't catch that or anything, just scroll down in the comments. We'll put all the social links in there to John and his team, so you can go check this out after you get done watching the show. So let's close with this. You kind of referenced a little bit ago that hindsight 2020, you wish you would have gotten in with FCC a little bit sooner, and maybe you'd be further along as a result. So what would you say to someone who's sitting on a big idea but hasn't yet pulled the trigger?
I would say do it. Again, the sooner you do it, the sooner you are 6 months down the road, a year down the road. You can overthink an idea to death. I think there's a quote, something like that, like the biggest killer of success is doubt, or something like that. But I would say go for it. Jump both feet, full speed ahead, whatever, burn the ships, whatever motto you want to use, just start moving toward it. Contacting the FCC would have saved me 6 months, and would have been well worth the money that it would have cost me. So
awesome. And
you mentioned, and I forgot to say, so 3 to 5 years down the road, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that we do that's very, very different, and this is what's going to separate us from anybody that wants to try to do this in the future, is we make custom wood putter grips. And this is something that we have a patent on. And I go to the PGA show it's the middle of January, so it's in Florida. It's a big show, and we'll have our putter grips there. I did a show at PGA home office here in Frisco, had a bunch of golfers playing these grips, and these are taking off. I'll show you some. So this is a custom, so this is a custom wood putter grip that we make. And I spend all day replacing worn out Super Stroke putter grips. Like this is one that we make to look like a cigar. Let's get the glare off of it. Yeah, so these cigars do really well. But whether you want something, so this is one we're doing for the Arizona Diamondbacks, the baseball team. So we did Arizona Diamondbacks logo. I put a real rattlesnake rattle in the grip, so that's floating in the grip. But we can make where's the glare at? Anyway,
good. I see it.
We can do whatever you want, whether it's the wood or we paint the wood. So Tarleton, we could do it in purple. I bring these up to say these are getting a lot of traction. So in 3 to 5 years, I think these are going to be exclusively on the truck. So these are a big opportunity for the guys that are buying into the franchise are also getting access to these. I had an order right before Veterans Day. I got an order from Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump. So they both got grips sent out to them.
Name drops. Hello.
Yeah, these are catching fire, and a really cool way to have something different. these are important because this is also what we use when we're trying to get into a course. If I go to a golf course and say, hey, we want to sell grips here, and they say, okay, what's in it for us? Well, we can tell them, look, we can make you a custom putter grip with your course logo on it or your signature hole on it. This is something that nobody else has, that nobody else offers. And it's a great icebreaker. If I see you get out of your car and you're walking up to the pro shop and you've got an Arizona Diamondback golf bag, I said, hey, come check out this Arizona Diamondback putter grip that would go great with your bag. And it's a great way to get people over to the truck and kind of get the conversation started. So these are really cool and something that, like I said, we have a patent on it, so nobody else makes them. And these are going to be exclusive to the trucks. That's the only place you can buy them. So it's a great way for the franchisees to generate some interest in their trucks. So
I love it. You and me are going to talk offline because I want a Texas Longhorn one like now. So that's amazing.
So I just did. Let's see. I just did a Longhorn one. It's already in the mail. It's going out. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what all these are back there behind me. These are all custom orders for different customers. But yeah, I just did a Longhorn one. It's not my favorite grip to do. I'm more I like to do Aggie grips. So, but
I'll forget you said that for
right,
a moment.
yeah.
But
Yep.
that's amazing. The fact that you have some customization in it, along with speed, convenience, like
Yep.
that's a differentiational factor.
Yep.
So that's amazing. Thank you so much for bringing that up. This has been fire, John. Like I'm super
Okay.
excited. You made an order. I'm gonna buy
Right.
it.
Yeah, right.
So I'm sure with the audience out there as well, there's a ton of people that have sparked some interest. So if you're out there, you're listening, and you've been thinking about how to get into or back into business ownership, but you want something with simplicity and lifestyle and upside, this is a brand you need to check out. So go check out holdfastgolfgrips.com, or you can DM me grips and I will connect you directly with John's team. And if you're building a brand and want to turn revenue into value, then subscribe to the show. Every single episode is here to help you build strategically, not just build bigger. Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? No. But is it worth it? John would even double down on me when I say this. Yes, it's absolutely worth it.
Absolutely
So
worth it.
thank you, everyone. If I don't talk to you all before the holidays, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. John, same to you and your family. Thank you so much for being on. For everybody, catch you next time. Let's get out there and build strategically. Thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all.